versus Terran. They're not spectacular. I think the tanks are more efficient on what they do, but Thors are okay. But Vikings and sometimes Medvacs or drops are the more important parts. So Reapers are thoroughly countered by tanks. Marines are very thoroughly countered by tanks when they're sieged up. Marauders, they do okay against tanks. They're not terrible, but they're not that great. So the frifra should have seen these Reapers come in, and I think, yeah, sieging up is a little unnecessary over here. If he had been sieged up over here, there's a chance. I'm not sure if he saw them. Let's rewind a little bit. This looks like good positioning. Yeah, he should have. Well, yeah, he's going to see them here. And then it takes him a bit of time to move back, but that's okay. That's understandable. At bronze level, I don't think his APM is very high. Yeah. So these tanks, if you have tanks, why not siege them up over here? I mean, there's the threat of splashing your own units, but in this position, it's going to be very unlikely. Ooh, getting a second eBay. So these eBays really aren't doing much for frifra at all. So he does have the +1 attack, and it looks like he got the combat shield and stim, and yeah, he has the concussive shells as well. So all of that's not really going to matter against 3 siege tanks, because, yeah, when they have this wall in front of them, it's not the best wall, but it is an effective wall. A lot of these guys are going to die before they even get in range of these tanks. And we're going to see that here. Yeah, tanking major damage. And then we're going to see all these units die super quickly because of that splash, because of those tanks. And, yeah, he's going to get one shot off and kill off his single supply depot. So, really, really bad trade over there. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of Reapers and I guess that supply depot up against an army of Marines, tanks, and like 2 Marauders. So, that's just something to keep in mind. Banshees, you probably don't want to be going Banshees against Terran. So, they've got this, well, if this was an orbital command, which it should be, then they'd have this scan over here, which they could just save up. They can pump Marines from the very second building that they should be building. They have a whole bunch of anti-air. Thors are likely. Turrets aren't unlikely. You probably won't be seeing VCs, which is kind of, this is a bit of a contradiction, but in most Terran versus Terran games, you won't be seeing VCs. You're going to be seeing Vikings and tanks. And frifra, this is another thing. So he's still staying on this build that was so ineffective. Like 2 minutes ago? Maybe less than that. But the Marines just melt to those tanks. The Marauders not much better. The tanks, of course, are equal with the tanks, but attacking this entrenched position, especially with this wall in front, makes it extremely difficult for those tanks to actually do any real damage. So, these Banshees overhead might help against the tanks, but they're going to die very badly to the battlecruisers. And luckily, his opponent December is not building any Thors, any Marines, so at least the Banshees will be safe from that. Okay, so if he is going to use Banshees, at least he's being a little bit more proactive with them. He's going to try and do a harassment over here. Of course, he should know when to run away. That'll be evident later on. And also what to focus on. You want to, yeah, there we go. Don't want to be focusing down on that refinery. You want to be focusing down the SCVs. Sure. Yeah, doing an okay job here. Now the BC's incoming. So these Banshees, once they see the BCs coming, they need to know to retreat. So maybe get this burning and then retreat. Yeah, but instead, just going to keep wailing away at those SCVs at the command center, and move in here, or whatever, move in here. I guess to get some scouting information, but Banshees are pretty expensive scouts, especially when you have that scan. He's actually keeping really low on that energy. That's pretty nice. Although I can't really tell if it's because he's been milling efficiently or just had a long period of no meals and then just used them all up. Okay, getting that armory. Definitely want that +1 on the tanks. I think that changes it from, yeah, from what, 4 attacks to 3 attacks? That's a little better. I mean, in a tank fight, if you have +1 and your opponent doesn't, then your tanks will only, well, your tanks can take 4 hits before they die, and then their tanks can only take 3. So, that's a pretty major upgrade there. still focusing on this Marine tank. So, again, Marine's super inefficient against tanks. And again, particularly with that wall, and yeah, against BC is not much better. The Marines are going to get one battlecruiser, even stimming up here, but they're going to get this battlecruiser, but that's about it. And this is going to lose a whole lot of Marines for this. So that was a trade of about 6 supply for about 15 supply, I think. Might have been less. Not a major thing, but the Marines lost badly. That's a poor investment. And there's not a lot of anti-air over here. So, the game's just about over. What did frifra do well that he doesn't need to improve on? So that scout was a little bit early, but if he could send it out after his first supply depot, it'd be much better. And again, he wants to do that, well, actually I think that was the thing that he did best. He was pretty good on keeping that meal energy down. He went for upgrades. He shouldn't have gone for the eBay upgrades. He should have gone for these armory upgrades, but at least he went for upgrades. Got this fusion core a little bit late. I mean, considering his opponent was getting BCs by the time he had his second eBay up. So, what else does frifra need to work on? So, supply depot first. In about 99% of games, you want to do supply depot first before barracks. And that's going to allow you to have a better economy in the long run. And another thing to work on for frifra is he really needs to be continuing making those SCVs. He wants to be fully saturated at every single base that he has, and that means having about 24, although 20 is okay, because you have 20 and then you have those mules, and of course you want the 6 guys on gas. That's 3 on each gas. You should be getting this barracks quite a bit later, not around 8, more around, 12, 13? At least that's when you should be putting it down. These gases can also definitely wait. They can go down before the barracks, but they should be coming out, well, popping up before, being planted down. You should start building the refinery after your first supply depot has been built. So, let's see, what else? Again, SCV production should be just consistent through the game. Getting this orbital command, you want to be getting the orbital command around 15, 16, 17. Anything earlier is probably worse for your economy. Anything later is just something that needs to be improved on timing-wise. The unit composition of the army needs to be worked on. Mech in general, very strong in comparison to Bio for Terran versus Terran. What else? Going for the double eBay, very unnecessary. Going for that first early eBay, not really necessary either. So that can be skipped. Just go straight to factory. You probably should have planned to factory after this, actually. Let's see. And this is just going a little supply depot crazy. Still, I mean, it'd be okay if he didn't have this one queued up. So, I think that's just about it. The meals were good. The scout was okay. Way too early, but if that can be delayed a little bit, that'll be fine. He should be working on mech instead of this infantry build. He shouldn't be getting those infantry upgrades. Sometimes you want to have marauders with your tanks, with your Vikings, and they can help out, but Marines, not so much. And I think that's actually it for this one. So I hope you found it helpful. And if any other players want to send me their replays, go ahead. I don't care what level you are unless you're platinum, in which case I probably won't do a video analysis, but I can do a text analysis for you. So that's just about it for this one. I hope you found that educational. I'm just repeating myself again. Yeah, so I'll see you at the next one then. GG.